It is. Turn it off. If you want to practice baby skip, load the Metroid Room 4 preset, turn off Rerandomize, run to the baby, doing the rooms mostly correctly. They don't have to be perfect. Okay. Did you see my video? It's not about the lunge. It is about the lunge, but it's not about the lunge. In any percent, you're pretty much never gonna get the lunge. Okay. So look at the baby here. Compare the baby on all four. And notice that what it does is almost identical, okay? And this was with 4 different entries into the room from Metroid Room 4, where the hoppers normalize the RNG, okay? So it flies over to the left, bonks again, and then at almost the same time, it advances on Samus. Just with very slightly different, very slightly different approaches. Okay. Okay. So I just saved state here, and you'll notice the first time it does basically the same thing. It bonks again, and then it latches onto Samus. But you load the state, and suddenly, okay, it swung down, and it's kind of swinging down again, and now it's up against the ceiling, and now it's bonking up against the ceiling, and then it grabs Samus. Up against the ceiling, and then it grabs Samus. Up against the ceiling, and then it grabs Samus. Right? So, like, this is behavior. This re-randomize and loading state is causing behavior from the baby that you would never see in a run. And you're saying you feel like you came up with a good setup, but you've been bashing your head against what feels like BS fails. That is exactly where I was at too. For the first 2 days of this damn skip, I was trying this setup and this other setup and that other setup, feeling like I was doing the exact same thing, but the baby would sometimes just not cooperate and grab Samus. And I was getting so frustrated. And it was getting in my head in runs too. And then I saw this, and I was like, okay. Well, actually, first of all, then I tasked it out. I tasked out the first jump. I tasked out the whole skip, but mainly I was looking for adjustments in the first jump. And what I found was that with a stutter setup, at least. So if you do this thing where you either jump here and then run forward and then stutter, or you wait for the baby's second animation and run forward and stutter, you can release stutter. I kid you not, for more than 10 frames, okay? You can release the D-pad for anywhere between 1 and 11 frames and still be able to jump over the baby with no problem, as long as you time your jump correctly. And if you start your stutter from here, which is just barely past the transition, the jump window that will work is anywhere starting from here, this little, like, bigger piece of weed or whatever, on the ground. I guess it's probably like dead monster or something. You can jump anywhere from here until you bonk. And it will work. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the left side of the screen, there are the vertical pipes. Okay, there's like, here's a pipe, and then the like grain silo thinger with the lines in it, and then to the left there's another pipe. Okay, you want to start your stutter either here, anywhere starting from here. Oh, we can't actually. Okay, that's amazing. Anywhere starting from here to the left of it, okay? And as long as you start your stutter around there and then jump from the spot that I said, you're gonna clear the first jump. Like it's not hard. It's okay. It's hard because it's blind, but it's not tight. It's not a tight window. And so I'm sitting there, right, the first 2 days, and I'm practicing, I'm grinding my ass off on this trick. And I'll get it like 6 times in a row, 7 times in a row, and then it will just break and I'll get grabbed again. And I swear I'm doing the same thing and it's just not working. Right? Well, ever since turning Rerandomize off and starting from Metroid Room 4 and getting the appropriate baby behavior here, anytime that I fail the first jump, I'm able to identify, oh yeah, I stuttered early, or I jumped early, or I pressed, I manipulated Samus incorrectly in the air. Like I held left on the D-pad too long, or I swung right too early, or, stuff like that. Like I'm able to actually definitively say, yes, this was my fault. I understand what happened. The baby didn't just grab me for no effing reason. Okay. So that's part 1. Part 2 is that immediately, and I mean immediately, after turning off Rerandomize and starting from Metroid Room 4, I was suddenly able to do the 21-second version of the room. Like, I think it was like within 5 tries I got it. And I was like, oh wow, I got it again. Well, that was lucky, whatever. And then I got it again, and I got it again, and I got it again. And I've done it like 50 plus times now. And I bet you if I turn Rerandomize back on, I'm not going to be able to do it again. I'm not actually going to waste my time doing that right now because I want to get back into runs. But the baby's movement appears to be affected by RNG, and Rerandomize causes values that you're never going to see in this room in a run because the RNG is normalized by the hoppers 2 rooms before. So yes, if you're practicing baby skip, currently you need to turn Rerandomize off and you need to start from Metroid Room 4. There's a bug fix or feature request or whatever on GitHub to make it so that that's not the case, but currently that's the case. So